Well, happy Mid-Autumn Festival. And Omar, we are here in Yongqingfang, one of the most iconic heritage blocks here in Guangzhou. We've been here many times.
Huang, you nailed it. We've been here so many times. And to our viewers, we're going to be giving you guys a hands-on, a up-close and personal look at this historic place here in the older part of Guangzhou. Like you mentioned, we've been here so many times. There's a lot happening here, not only during these festive time periods, but throughout weekends and throughout the week. There's so much happening here, and I'm sure you guys can already get a vibe for all the people around us. There are already so many people watching us here. Let's begin our gander throughout Yongqingfang, and you can kind of explain to me and to our viewers, of course, what is this place all about?
Yeah, well, to start, I mean, we've got something different today. Lots of Mid-Autumn Festival decorations, flowers everywhere, K-pop flowers, which is a city symbol. We're going to see more of that on our way. But we're walking next to these beautiful brick houses. That were basically revived from old buildings back in, I guess, centuries ago.
Yeah, it's a combination. The best way to look at this Yongqingfang place here in Old Guangzhou is a combination of the old and the new, but it's also retaining the traditional. You can see this building we just took a look at. It's covered in glass on the outside, but those red bricks, those traditional architectural design, that has remained. And that's the theme of Yongqingfang: preservation, retaining cultural, the identity of this part. You still have plenty of residents living here.
Exactly.
What are some other things you think are quite notable for our viewers to check out?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is where I guess the old and the new come together, right? We've got a mix of also Chinese and Western brands, so we've got something for everyone, and that's why you see there's so many tourists here from all across China, and I guess we see a lot of international visitors as well. But yeah, interesting. We've got you'll see maybe
even this building to our left here. You can kind of see, bricks. Of course, there's some modern aspects added to it. The windows have been fitted, but that brick, those big archways, those entrances, those remain. We'll be taking a look at this one really nice building, but just looking at some of the tourist numbers, even from earlier this year in May, you have around 140,000 visitors visiting Yongqingfang per day. That's an incredible number. And you had mentioned we've seen some international visitors as well. Let's make our way over to this building here.
The cameraman has spotted it before us. This is a beautiful old mansion, a three-story building. You've got these Chinese traditional style, windows, balconies. But this is kind of turned into a bit of an art space, but you can still see these old architecture. And you've got a beautiful lady dressed in Hanfu costume.
Yeah, I was going to say we have a free Hanfu performer here coming here for photography. We can get up a bit closer here. Just look at the underneath of this balcony here. You have some design, some painting, and I think some of the historic structures here were home to officials centuries ago. And these were residential places. People still live here, even across the little river we're going to see in a moment. There's still plenty of people living here, which makes it so interesting. Of course, there's been a wave of commercialization, and that's a mixture of ensuring that business comes and then people still come here to visit.
Exactly.
Go on.
And this place used to be the business center of Guangzhou, so basically the old CBD, but now is a more chilled vibe. It's kind of retired and given way to the newer district.
Absolutely.
But it's still very charming.
Coffee shops, restaurants, you have all of that. We'll be seeing more of that as we head forward. But just some of the architectural design of these buildings. Remember, it's quite hot in Guangzhou in the summertime. It's humid. Just reading into it, there are different layers in these buildings that kind of keep the cool air in, the humidity out. There's certain rules about closing and keeping your doors open. Just as our cameraman gives a shot of some of the coffee shops. Oh, Cantonese cuisine. You're a local. Tell us about it.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of Cantonese street eats here, and I must say the cameraman is navigating some difficult terrain here, but we're actually walking on history. This is a kind of stone-paved street, kind of preserved from the Qing dynasty, I think.
Parts of these alleyways, and Yongqingfang is known as like an alleyway area, super winding, narrow ways. and just the ground we're standing on, that's also been kept in mind, which is quite awesome. We're coming up on, I wish we got a boat.
I know.
That would have been nice if me and you were, we've done that before.
Yes.
In Liwan district, but you have a pier here. I think you can see the boats down there.
Yeah.
You have a few people lining up, and this is a lovely sort of stream that you can kind of go through.
Yeah, it's basically a 20-minute boat ride. You see
60-some yuan?
Yeah, 60-some yuan, and you get to see all the interesting historic buildings on the banks.
Yeah, you're surrounded by these architectural design. And just to let our viewers know, of course, this is part of our special coverage. You have Mid-Autumn Festival, the lead up to a major October holiday coming up as well. And I think you can see there's more people that way, which I'm sure we'll be seeing.
Yeah.
But because we've been here before, we're a bit aware of the history.
Yeah, it's a heritage block.
It is a heritage block. Is this somewhere you'd recommend to visitors from around the world?
For sure. I mean, here you get to visit not just all these interesting architectures, but also you get to try some of the arts and crafts, traditional arts and crafts, up close.